Broadcast.
Production and broadcast costs for Sedgwick County Commission meetings have been underwritten by Sedgwick County. KPTS welcomes comments from the public on its broadcast of the County Commission hearings. Viewers are invited to write to County Commission Broadcast, KPTS 320 West 21st Street, Wichita, Kansas 67203.
Good morning and welcome to the December 19th, 2018 Board of County Commissioners meeting. I'm Kate Flavin, Public Information Officer with Sedgwick County. I'd like to remind everyone that first half property taxes are due tomorrow, Thursday, December 20th. And I'd also like to bring up Alora Forshey to talk about the non-emergency line that will be in effect here shortly.
Good morning.
Good morning, Chairman. Good morning, Commissioners, and happy holidays. Laura Forshey, I am your Director of Emergency Communications, or 911, and we are rolling quickly into the New Year's Eve holiday, which is a holiday that we know we are going to experience some higher call volume. So again, this year we are going to be activating our non-emergency line. That non-emergency line, which is 290-1011, 290-1011, will be activated from 9 p.m. on December 31st through 1 a.m. on January 1st. So we know going into that New Year's Eve holiday, unfortunately at midnight, some revelers like to go outside and set off fireworks and bang pots and pans and do all kinds of fun things. And there are some people that don't enjoy that and they want to call in about that. And we want to provide them with a clear line of communication into first responders and public safety, and that's what that non-emergency line is for. But we ask them to use that line during those peak times because unfortunately we have other events that are more emergent that also happen during those times, and we want to keep those 911 lines open for that. So if you have an emergency where life is at stake, property damage, things like that, we ask people to call 911. We will be staffed with extra call takers because that's a rather busy night of the year for us. But if you're just wanting to call in a loud party, a loud noise, a nuisance, fireworks, things like that, please call that 290-1011. That is staffed with 911 call takers, so you're still going to get through to staff that can handle that emergency or that nuisance complaint. They can make sure that public safety is aware of that. So you're going to get good service on that line also, but we want to really protect that 911 system and make sure it's available for life and death emergencies on that busy holiday night. Any questions or thoughts on that?
I don't see any questions this morning. The other thing we want to make sure we mention is we don't want people firing weapons off to celebrate New Year's either.
Right. We like them to not do that any time of the year, honestly. But yes, especially on New Year's Eve, we prefer that not to happen, yes.
Very good. Thank you. Thank you for being here and reminding everyone of the emergency number.
Thank you.
All right, one more reminder, Christmas tree recycling will begin this Friday at various locations throughout Sedgwick County, and you can follow us on Facebook and Twitter for those locations. It's also on our website, sedgwickcounty.org. Commissioners, on your agenda this morning, we have a public hearing for safety standards for platform lifts and stairway lifts, a report of the Board of Bids and Contracts, and then a reconsideration of item 3 from bid board last week. And we also have a fire agenda. So with that, Chairman, I will hand the meeting to you.
Thank you, Kate. I appreciate it. And I appreciate everyone that's joining us here in the audience today. I know it's a little bit smaller group because we're starting at 8:30. This is a special meeting. I appreciate KPTS being flexible with us this morning so that we are being televised live as we normally are, and anyone that's joining us online. As I said, this is a special meeting of the Board of County Commissioners that we're calling at 8:30 this morning because, as I heard on the radio as I was driving in, there's a big announcement out at Spirit today, according to the radio, and I think that we're probably going to go out and find out what that's all about. So with that, I'd like to call the special meeting to order on Wednesday, December the 19th, 2018. Madam Clerk, next item.
Invocation. Please stand for a moment of silence and remain standing for the flag salute.
If you'll join me in a moment of silence, please. Thank you. If you join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Madam Clerk, next item.
Roll call. Commissioner O'Donnell?
Present.
Commissioner Ranza?
Present.
Commissioner Howell?
Present.
Commissioner Unruh?
Present.
Chairman Dennis.
Present. Next item, please.
Public agenda.
Public agenda. I have not had anyone that's signed up yet to speak on the public agenda. If there's anyone in the audience today that would like to speak on the public agenda, now is the opportunity to do so. Seeing no one, next item, please.
Consideration of minutes. Item A, regular meeting minutes of November 28, 2018.
Thank you, Commissioners. Everyone's had a chance to review the minutes from the regular meeting on November 28th and the special meeting on November 30th. I move that we approve both of those.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Madam Clerk, any discussion first? Seeing none, Madam Clerk, call a roll.
Commissioner O'Donnell?
Aye.
Commissioner Ranza?
Aye.
Commissioner Howell?
Aye.
Commissioner Unruh?
Aye.
Chairman Dennis.
Aye. Next item, please.
Appointments. Item C, accept the resignation of Wilford Govert from the Office of Township Treasurer for Sedgwick County, Gibson Township.
Good morning, County Commissioners. Mike Papoon, Interim County Counselor. You have before you a resignation letter addressed to Commissioner Howell from Mr. Govert, requesting to resign from the office of Gibson Township Treasurer as of December 31st of this year. We'd ask you to accept his resignation.
Thank you. Commissioner Howell?
Well, thank you, Mr. Chairman. I just wanted to thank Willie Govert for his many, many years of service to the Gypsum Township. He's been a tremendous leader, and I think everybody knows him. I think Gypsum has probably the best township roads anywhere in Sedgwick County, and they've done a great job. The mill levy's down around 4 mills, and I just wanted to show that he has done a tremendous job managing the township there, and I'll thank him for his service. He also owns a Christmas tree farm, the 4C Christmas tree farm. So if you're out there buying Christmas trees, that's his farm. Anyway, I would like to thank him for his service and accept his choice to resign from the township treasurer for the Gypsum Township. I'll make that motion.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Seeing none, Madam Clerk, call roll.
Commissioner O'Donnell?
Aye.
Commissioner Ranza?
Aye.
Commissioner Howell?
Aye.
Commissioner Unruh?
Aye.
Chairman Dennis.
Aye. Next item, please.
New business. Item D, set a public hearing for the purpose of adopting the safety standards for platform lifts and stairway chair lifts.
Good morning, Commissioners. Justin Wagoner, Assistant County Counselor. What's in front of you on this item is to set a public hearing for the adoption of the safety standard for platform lifts and stairway chair lifts, also known as ASME 18.1 2017 edition. The public hearing would be set for your January 16th meeting, and the recommended action is to set the public hearing for your regular meeting scheduled for that date, and also to publish notice of that public hearing. I'd be happy to stand for any questions.
Thank you. Commissioner Ranzo.
Would the intent be to approve those changes on the 16th?
That's, I
That's
believe that
generally
would,
what-
I believe that's the way it would be, Commissioner Ranzo, is that there would be a resolution proposed for adoption at that same time after the public hearing and comments could be received.
So my only comments are, I mean, that's about the third day of the new commissioners getting there, you know, whether or not you want to do it that soon or wait a week later, it would be something to consider. But, I mean, I'm sure it'll be approved, but I mean,
And an option could be to move it back to a certain date. I mean, you could certainly have it on January 23rd if you wanted to move it back 1 week. There's no reason it has to be on the 16th.
okay, that's the only comment I have. Thank you.
Very good. But to address Commissioner Ranzau's concern, if we can still hold the public hearing on the 16th, and if they don't feel comfortable approving it or making changes, we can always defer it.
Certainly, that's an option.
Okay. With that, I move that we set the public hearing for January 16th, direct the county clerk to publish a notice of the hearing in the official county newspaper. Do I have a second?
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Seeing none, Madam Clerk, call the roll.
Commissioner O'Donnell?
Aye.
Commissioner Ranzo?
Aye.
Commissioner Howell?
Aye.
Commissioner Unruh?
Aye.
Chairman Dennis?
Aye.
Thank you,
Next item,
Commissioners.
please.
Item E, report of the Board of Bids and Contracts regular meeting of December 13, 2018.
Good morning, Mr. Chairman and Commissioners. Joe Thomas, Purchasing Director. The meeting that was conducted on December 13th, we considered two items that we're bringing for your recommendation. The first item is storm debris removal, tree removal, and tree trimming services in Reserve A, which is Deer Lakes Estates Edition. This recommendation is to accept the proposal from Shawnee Mission Tree Services, doing business as Arbor Masters Tree Service, at the rates listed for 1 year with 3 one-year options to renew. And our final item is the 2019 recommended insurance renewals for risk management. And this recommendation is to accept the insurance premium renewals as listed for an estimated total cost of $810,176. I'll be happy to try to answer any questions you may have, and I recommend approval of these items.
Thank you. Do we have questions for Mr. Thomas? I have a quick question on the tree removal. What's the total cost of that? It talks about cost per ton, but I didn't really pick up the total cost.
There's a $250,000 allocated for debris removal, and so in any given year, it's capped at the $250,000.
No, it's at $250,000. Is this public property that we're looking at?
It's a private reserve in a subdivision. It's, well, you're going out to Spirit. So the creek that drains Spirit comes through 47th Street and then comes down into the backside of Oaklawn. And so it's a major drainage way that happens to be in a private property. The topography down there is very difficult, so it's not really practical for the neighborhood to try to do anything with it. It wasn't practical at the time of the tornado for us to try to do anything with it, and so we're kind of catching up. In the tornado, the situation is if you can get the debris out to the public right away, then we would haul it off, and we would be reimbursed by FEMA and KDEM for, I don't know, 75 or 85% of the cost. This is something just wasn't practical to get to at the time. If they could have gotten it to the street, we would have hauled it off at the time, so it's delayed. Funding is available in this debris removal thing out of the solid waste fee, and so we're just trying to get it cleaned up before all that debris in there, down trees and everything, creates some kind of a problem that we don't want to manage later at a much higher cost.
So can we go back to FEMA at this time now and say that this is tornado damage?
No, because they won't cover it on private property. It has to get to the public property, and
Well, it will end up at public property when we haul it off.
well, the debris will, yes.
Okay, well, it's a lot of money on a private piece of property, my only concern. Okay, Commissioner Howell.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Just a comment on that. I think within inside cities, please correct me if I'm wrong, Mr. Weber, but inside cities, typically the cities will take responsibility for doing stream maintenance in their cities. If it gets done, we don't generally go inside the cities to do that. But any place in the unincorporated where we have been doing stream maintenance, really, across the county, in lots of places, in fact, I would say majority of places, it is private property. That's our typical thing we do. We coordinate with landowners to get access to those areas, and we remove dead wood and re-slope banks and do, we plant the proper grasses, whatever, to reduce erosion. But a lot of this is done on private property across the entire county, which makes us different than other counties. I think Johnson County doesn't do this at all. But we have a stream maintenance crew that's been doing this for a very long time. This is the same type of work they've been doing. We discovered through discussion that the ice storm damage, those trees have been down. I don't remember when the ice storm was. It was a very long time ago, about 20 years ago now. But that was qualified for solid waste fee funding, and so we increased the solid waste fee specifically for this purpose. And this was a decision we made about a year and a half ago. So, with that, I think it's in fact, I think this is less than the estimate that we had at the time. So, I would be glad to make a motion that we would. Do you have a motion yet?
No.
I make a motion we do approve the recommendations of the Board of Bids and Contracts.
Thank you. Do I have a second?
Second.
Well, I have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Seeing none, Madam Clerk, call roll.
Commissioner O'Donnell?
No.
Commissioner Ranza?
Aye.
Commissioner Howell?
Aye.
Commissioner Unruh?
Aye.
Chairman Dennis?
Aye. Next item, please.
Item F, reconsideration of item 3 from the December 6th meeting of the Board of Bids and Contracts.
Mr.
Morning.
Stoltz.
Good morning, Commissioners. Interim Manager Tom Stoltz. We request that you defer item F from today and reschedule it for the January 9th meeting to give staff a little bit more research and analysis time.
Yeah, I make a motion that we defer item Foxtrot to January the 9th. Do I have a second?
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Seeing none, Madam Clerk, call roll.
Commissioner O'Donnell?
Aye.
Commissioner Ranza?
Aye.
Commissioner Howell?
Aye.
Commissioner Unruh?
Aye.
Chairman Dennis?
Aye.
Thank you, Commissioners.
Thank you. Next item, please.
Consent agenda.
Good morning again, Commissioners. Recommend you approve consent agenda items G through Y.
Thank you. I move that we approve Gulf through Yankee. Any discussion?
Second.
I'm sorry, second. We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Seeing none, Madam Clerk, call roll.
Commissioner O'Donnell?
Aye.
Commissioner Ranza?
Aye.
Commissioner Howell?
Aye.
Commissioner Unruh?
Aye.
Chairman Dennis?
Aye. Next item, please.
Legislative issues.
Do we have anything for legislative issues this morning?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Next item, please.
Other.
Do any commissioners, Commissioner Ranzow?
I just want to wish everybody a very Merry Christmas and Happy New Year, and encourage everybody to be safe during this time when we celebrate the birth of Christ and celebrate the New Year. A lot of people will be on the road moving back and forth, and we want everyone to get home safe and sound, so everybody be safe and enjoy the holidays.
Thank you, Commissioner Unruh.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Well, along with holiday greetings and hope everyone has a Merry Christmas, I'd like to just also recognize the Bel Air City Council. Last night I had the opportunity to attend their council meeting, and I was privileged to receive the Mayor's Star Award from Mayor David Austin, and so just want to recognize what I think is a very active and strong city council in Bel Air, and thank him for that award.
Thank you. Commissioner Howell.
Well, thank you, Mr. Chairman. I just wanted to also say Merry Christmas to everyone, and I hope everyone has a safe time with their family and has a tremendous Christmas holiday. I wanted to take a point of personal privilege this morning and just say I am a proud grandfather once again as of yesterday afternoon. Real quickly, I'll just show you the picture. There it is. That's Walter. Yesterday at 1:48 p.m., I became a grandpa times 2, so pretty happy about that. Anyway, mom and dad his parents are doing fantastic, and Walter is very, very healthy and has good lungs. He can cry a little bit. So, anyway, very proud of that, and I am blessed. Just want to say thank you to you all and Merry Christmas. Thank you.
Thank you, Grandpa Howell. Commissioner O'Donnell.
Yeah, I'm not going to be the only one not saying it. So Merry Christmas. Thank you to all of our staff, the emergency workers, public safety. So many people in the county are doing so many things while the rest of us can enjoy Christmas with our families. And so just thank you to all of our incredible staff.
Thank you. I just have a couple items real quickly this morning. First thing is that to last meeting I discussed the fact that I'd gone over and listened to the meeting in Reno County on wind issues. As a result of that, we had a quick meeting with all of the heads of almost every department in Sedgwick County, because it cuts across every department one way or the other, this issue. What we decided at that meeting was to come back with a staff meeting on January the 22nd. It's a regularly scheduled staff meeting, so January 22nd, correct? Yes. All right. On January 22nd, and at that time we'll discuss all of the issues and make sure that all of the commissioners, including the 2 new commissioners, are brought up to speed on what's going on with the wind issues. No decisions whatsoever were made, but we have a lot more information now that we've gathered all the way across the board, from the appraiser to the health department to public works, you name it. It touches just about every department in Sedgwick County. So I wanted everyone to know that we are still looking at that issue. The next thing is that January 9th is our next meeting that we will be holding here. And at that time, we're going to say goodbye to Commissioner Ranzow and Commissioner Unruh and wish them well. So I want to invite everyone to come to the January 9th meeting, because as soon as the meeting is over, we'll hold a quick reception and thank them very much for their service. One of them 8 years on our commission, and one of them 16 years on our commission. And finally, just as each of the other 4 commissioners have mentioned, we want to wish the entire Sedgwick County, all of our staff, everyone involved, a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Be safe during the holidays, because we need our staff back here to start the new year. We'll start with a new commission. We appreciate all the work that everyone's done for Sedgwick County over the past year. And for the 500,000 residents in Sedgwick County, we want to thank them and wish them a very joyous Christmas, Happy New Year. Thank you. And with that, I don't have anything else. We have no executive session today scheduled.
Our agenda.
We do it. And so I'm going to adjourn the Sedgwick County Board of County Commissioners meeting at this time, and I'm going to call to order a special meeting of the Sedgwick County Governing Body for Fire District Number 1. Madam Clerk, next item.
Roll call. Commissioner O'Donnell?
Present.
Commissioner Ranzow?
Present.
Commissioner Howell?
Present.
Commissioner Unruh?
Present.
Chairman Dennis?
Present. Next item, please.
Public agenda.
Thank you. I don't have anyone signed up, but if anyone would like to speak on a public agenda, now would be the time to do that. Yes, sir. Would you like to speak on the public agenda this morning?
Well, I'm not familiar with that.
Please approach the podium and state your name for the record, sir.
I'm Gary Stedham, and I've not ever been privileged to attend your meeting here, but I had some questions to the commissioners, if you will. Do you appoint the county appraiser manager, or is it an elected official?
He's appointed by us.
By you. And do you set the criteria for both of assessment and appraisal of property?
We do not.
Who establishes, do you know,
PVD,
who establishes that criteria?
Property Valuation Division for the state of Kansas.
Do you, as a board, have to approve what is established?
We do not.
Okay, that's all I want to know. Thank you very much.
Thanks, sir. Thanks for being here this morning.
Can we have some staff get with him the information he needs?
Sir, would you be able to talk to our staff, because we do need your name for the record since you spoke.
But also to help him with contacts with the appraiser's office.
He's met with the appraiser. Okay. Does anyone else in the audience wish to speak on the public agenda today? Excuse me. Seeing no one, next item, please.
Consideration of minutes. Item A, fire meeting minutes of November 14, 2018.
Commissioners, everyone has had an opportunity to review the minutes from November the 14th and the minutes from November 28th. I move that we approve both of those minutes.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Seeing none, Madam Clerk, call the roll.
Commissioner O'Donnell?
Aye.
Commissioner Ranzow?
Aye.
Commissioner Howell?
Aye.
Commissioner Unruh?
Aye.
Chairman Dennis?
Aye. Next item, please.
Consent agenda.
Commissioners, Tom Stolz, Interim County Manager, recommend you approve the lone consent agenda item on today's fire agenda. It is the appointment of the interim fire chief. And for the sake of the public, let me announce that it is we're recommending Doug Williams to serve as the interim fire chief to take Chief Leake's place. Chief Williams began his career with Sedgwick County, the fire district, in 1988. He has served as a division chief of operations for the last several years. He has a Master of Arts degree in Executive Fire Service Leadership from Grand Canyon University, Arizona, and a Bachelor of Science degree from K-State. He is also a graduate of the National Fire Academy. He has served as the chief of the Eureka Volunteer Fire Department and Greenwood County Fire District 1, and he has also served as the Greenwood County Emergency Management. So effective when Chief Leake leaves, this will be our interim fire chief. That's what our recommendation is. We will put a press announcement out after this meeting if the commission approves this appointment.
Thank you. Just in clarification, don't we have two consent items? Don't we have a resolution authorizing state voter transfer funds?
Okay, I only have one on my agenda. I'm sorry, sir.
Yes, sir. Mr. Chairman, we do have two items on consent.
Okay, very good. Recommend you approve consent items C and D from the agenda
Very good.
today.
Thank you. Okay.
So moved.
We have a motion and a second to approve Charlie and Delta. Is there any discussion on those items? Seeing none, Madam Clerk, call roll.
Commissioner O'Donnell?
Aye.
Commissioner Ranzo?
Aye.
Commissioner Howell?
Aye.
Commissioner Unruh?
Aye.
Chairman Dennis?
Aye. We're about ready to adjourn. First of all, in case any of the other commissioners want to say anything, we want to welcome Doug Williams as our new interim fire chief for Fire District Number 1, and wish him well as we start the search for permanent fire chief. And again, I don't see anyone else that wants to speak. We want to wish everyone in Fire District Number 1 a very Merry Christmas and Happy New Year, and we want to always, as always, thank our first responders for everything that they do for us. With that, I see nothing else on our agenda today. I'm going to adjourn the Fire District Number 1 meeting. Thank you all for being here today.
Maybe a record. We ended before 9 o'clock.
I know we did 2 meetings.
Production and broadcast costs for Sedgwick County Commission meetings have been underwritten by Sedgwick County. KPTS welcomes comments from the public on its broadcast of the County Commission.